Yes, you are live now.
Okay. Hello, am I audible to everyone? Hello, can anyone please let me know in the chat that am I audible or not?
Hello, can
Yes.
anyone
So that's
please
great.
let me know in the
So
chat that
let's
am I
wait for
audible?
a few minutes so that others can join. Till then, we can discuss about like why we should do DSA and what are advantages of DSA, right? Because before doing anything, we should know that how important that thing is for us. So basically, if I if I talk about
That
DSA,
others
then
can join.
DSA is
Till then, we
basically
can
data structures and algorithm.
discuss about
And these
like
days,
why
companies
we
are
should
so
do
obsessed with
DSA
the
and
DSA
what are
that
advantages of
whatever you are
DSA, right?
interview you are
Because
giving,
before
be it
doing
with
anything,
3
we
LPA,
should
be it
know
with
that
30 LPA, be it
how
with
important
50
that thing
LPA,
is for us.
they will definitely ask you
So
some questions on the
basically, if
data
I
structure. Even mine entire interview was based on data structure and algorithm. All the interview rounds were only coding based. They never asked even my name, nothing else. They just asked me coding questions, and it was around in total it was 5 to 6 hours interviews. So you can guess how important DSA gets here. And now if I show you other than Flipkart, if I show you uh, okay, so other than Flipkart, if I show you some companies which ask for DSA, so this is Amdocs, a very great company, and you can see they have the coding round. uh, well to code strong, a coding challenge based on data structure and algorithm. Amazon SD2, two programming question. Again a hiring challenge, again a two programming question. Even Walmart, again questions will be based on DSL code. So you can see there are many opportunities, but due to the fact that students don't know DSA, they are missing out on these opportunities. If you go today and search, there will be around 50 opportunities for you. Just if you know the DSA, then you can crack those opportunities and you can quickly change your offer from 3 LPA to 30 LPA. And that is where DSA comes into importance. So first importance, we all got to know that. But nothing is on. Okay. So should I speak? Yeah. My voice is echoing. Is it all right now? Are you guys able to hear me properly now? Okay, great. So now we got to know that importance of DSA and other aspects of DSA is like when I started working in a Flipkart, I can say that like in college I wasn't from Branus. The college I'm from, I got some great people, but in the company I truly am saying that I got so many great people to meet. They are from IIT and so great IGDTU, DTU, NSIT, and the mind I'm getting to work with is really great. Like you get to learn so much from them, that you can build your career from 30 LPA to crores of package. And that is really true. Like the company you work in, the culture you get, you build yourself according to that. So secondly, you get a very good environment over you. You get to work less on a good amount of money. So these are some of the importance of DSA that will make you a person who can who is earning well, who is having a good life. So now we know the importance of DSA. Now let's take some questions from the chats. So the first question I can see is from Geeta Sharma, where can we start DSA and how much time it will take? So from starting to DSA, we the online study for you itself is launching their course, and where I'll be teaching you DSA, and it will be around 30 days course, and there we'll be starting from scratch and will be ending till end. Other than this, there are various platforms available for coding like LeetCode. LeetCode is best for DSA. LeetCode interview bit, you can go over that and you can start solving the questions. For there are books available for doing the DSA concepts as well, and there are various YouTube videos are available as well. So you can with that. And how much time, like you we have 4 years of college, and in that if you give just 3 to 4 months just for your job preparation, and that will be more than enough to crack any job available on for engineers. So just give 3 to 4 months, but dedicate yourself over that, like never give up on those in those 3 to 4 months, and you'll be good to go for the DSA. Ma'am, Ankit Dubey, ma'am, is it necessary to learn DSA in C++ or Java? Like one of the language you have to pick for DSA. You can't do DSA without the language, right? So if you, why we people are so obsessed with C++ or Java? First thing, they are easy to learn. Secondly, they are close to the machine, so you get to learn more of a coding. And thirdly, various coding questions are available in C++. Like most of the content you will find in coding will be in C, either in C++ or in Java. So it becomes a very good thing for you to learn as well. Like if you are stuck somewhere, then you can easily find a solution in C++ or Java. But other than this, you can definitely go for any language. You can do the DS in Python as well. Ma'am, what is the full form of DSA and what is the benefit of a mechanical background? Uh, DSA is data structures and algorithm, and from like DSA isn't for the any particular branch. It is just like if you want software development roles in any company like Amazon, Flipkart, or any company, you can take any company name. Then DSA is basically asked in the interview. So if you want to prepare over that, then you have to do somewhere. You have to know the DSA things. Ma'am, I'm a Python student. I need to learn the C++? No, it's not the case. You can learn Ds in Python as well. These days, companies aren't restricting you like over the language. They aren't restricting you. There are some companies, but most of the companies are allowing these days Python too. Ma'am, I learned C Python. So from which language I should learn DSC? Like C is very basic, and when you'll go to solve higher question, you must be needing some kind of extra things, extra libraries. Like in C++, we have STL. In Java, we have collections, and similarly, Python is a in Python we have so many libraries. So you have to use it. So you can go for Python now. Uh, So, in 5 days, what you will see? So, in the span of 5 days, my target is to make you realize that how important DSA is, and DSA is for everyone. No branch restriction, no year restriction, no college restriction. You can learn DSA, and DSA is not that hard. Anyone can do DSA. So in 5 days, we'll be covering so many questions on DSA. We'll be covering various aspects of DSA as well. So many concepts, including like Cardano's algorithm. We have two pointer approach. We have hash map questions. We have stacks. We have queues. So we'll be solving questions around that in the span of 5 days. Along with that, we'll be taking as many questions, as many queries we can take. Ma'am, actually, I want to go for off campus. My question is, if I go to full stack developer, DSA is important for sure. But ma'am, I go for business analytics or DSA data analyst role. Is DSA needed? So, like one of my friend is in the business analytics, and there, yes, they ask DSA questions as well to her. So I can say in terms of business analytics, DSA can be important. In terms of data analyst, I don't have much idea, so I can't say about that. Ma'am, I'm in third year. Can I? Yeah, like as I said, like you need 4 to 5 months of dedication. You have to put 4 to 5 months of full dedication, and you will be good to go to crack any good company interview, or any company. Be no company is good or bad. It's just a matter of package, and money is very important to India, to us Indians. So in terms of that, you can divide the companies. Ma'am, should we pay any amount for DSA? If there's as cost, how much will it take to place? For this 5 days of course, we won't be putting any cost. But when it comes to 30 days course, there will be some cost that I'll be sharing the link soon over here or in the live chat, and then you can see your user that what is the cost and something. I don't have much idea over the cost, but there will be some minor cost. And why we are putting cost over this is because whenever you learn, you don't learn things for free. Like like when you pay for something, you put most attention over there. Like we say that we have put 200 rupees, that we have to do things. But when it's free, we just ignore it like anything. So no matter how good the content is, how much someone is putting efforts over you, you won't pay attention. So money matters, and that is why the cost matters. How to enroll in those courses at the root. So for enrolling, let me share you the link so that you can see the course as well. So this is the course link, and you can check yourself. We won't be discussing much about the course here. Ma'am, which algorithms are mostly asked in interviews? You can't say about the algorithms basically. It's a like you can say like from where the question comes mainly. Like you can say if the company is really good and it is very dedicated to the coding, then they can ask question from graphs or DP. Because they are the hard problems. They are from they Those are the topics which gives you a very hard problem. If a company is decent like Amazon, Flipkart, then also they can ask you the few graph and DP question, but they also involve sliding window questions. They also involve stack questions and tree questions. Like I got the questions from sliding window, tree, array, no, graph wasn't there. So these are what the topics like I got to cover. Yeah, we'll be starting the lecture at, I thought of starting it at 8:10. So let's wait for 3 minutes more. The course will be beginner friendly. Yeah, of course, we'll be starting from the scratch to the higher to as high as we can go. Any other question? If I'm missing, then you can ask how to attend Mang interviews. So basically, like I have shown you three contests. One is from Amdocs, other is from Walmart. Like these are the two big hiring challenges going on. And then ThoughtWorks is also taking a hiring challenge. So you can always look for these opportunities. Even online study for you keep on posting that post. You can follow such YouTube channels. You can follow such sites where such postings are being available, or you can check the LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn keep on posting such like people keep on posting such opportunities, so you can get into those opportunities. Other than this, you can go for referrals as well. So if you make a target, then there are so many ways available for you to crack big tech companies. But it's matter of your own hard work. Except DSA, your own theory subjects like OOPS, DBMS, CN, OS are also necessary to be done, because apart from days around, basically after two coding round, they usually keep a round of theory subjects as well. Your project, at least one good project, and the technology used in that project, that must be known to you. So one good project, few a good knowledge of your theory subjects and DSA can work well on your resume. Apart from then, you should be having a good resume, because most of the time people say that my resume is not getting selected. So in that case, you have to look on your resume as well. Ma'am, I'm confused to choose the programming language. Can you guide me which language I should prefer for placement? So you can go with any language you like, but if you have done C a little, then I would suggest to go with C++. Other than this, Java is also a very good option. So you can choose one among C++ or Java based on your interest. I'll be allotted to. Okay, so now it's 8:10 and now it's time to start. Let's do the Shubharam of our course as well. Uh, so yeah, this is the first question and let's start. So we did why DSA. Now I'll be moving on to the coding questions. I guess my screen is visible to everyone, right? The questions are visible to everyone. Can anyone please confirm once? Is my screen visible? Please confirm once. I'm audible to everyone, right? Okay, so let's start with the first question. And yeah, yeah. Okay, so the first question we have is largest sum contiguous subarray. This is a question. Let's understand the question first, and then we'll move to the solving part, right? Write an efficient program to find the sum of contiguous subarray with a one-dimensional array of numbers that has the largest sum. So what we need to do is, they said find the sum of contiguous subarray. What is subarray? Subarray are contiguous, like the part of the array. The part of the array is known as subarray. So this can be one of the subarray. This can be one of the subarray. This can be one of the subarray, and any part of the array, contiguous part of the array is a subarray. Now we need to find the sum of these contiguous subarrays, and out of this we need to give the largest sum. Okay, so let's find it. What we can do is we have this question minus 2, minus 3, 4. So this is the array given to us. And in this array, if I go to find the largest sum, so one of the sum can be this one minus 2, other minus 2 plus minus 3, that will be minus 5. Then if I make the sum of this element, sum of these marks, sum of these met, and then sum of this, and this. So out of this, if I get to find the maximum sum, so I can see that if I focus on this part, this particular part, that is 4 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 plus 1 plus 5. So if I see this part, what will be the solution? 4 minus 1, 3. 3 minus 2, 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 5, 7. And if you will find any answer, any sum that will be equal, the greatest sum, the largest sum we'll get is 7. So we need to give the answer as 7. I hope the question is clear to everyone. If it is clear, then you can give me a thumbs up or something into the live chat. Okay, so I hope the question is bit understood to you, and lot of you must have recognized that this question is based on the Cardano's algorithm, and now we'll be going on to the discussion of that algorithm. So okay, let's discard the changes and let's take one more slide over here, and now let's move on to the okay. So we were having one question. Let's cite that question. So what was the question? Is We were having one array minus 2, minus 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, 1, 5, or minus 3, right? We can take it anything. So sum we got was 7. Now, how we can solve this question? Forget any algo you have seen. Just see the question and just try to understand how we can solve the question. So if you see here in the question, you will find that how you can find a subarray. This can be one of the subarray. This can be another subarray. This can be another subarray. This can be another subarray. This can be another. So one way is to pick a element and make as many subarrays as it can make, and then pick the second element and make subarrays from that. So what we can do is we can use two for loops, one for the picking up the each element, and then making the subarrays from that particular element. And what we need to find is we need to find the sum of subarrays. So we'll keep on adding, making the sum of those elements. So we'll keep on adding the elements, and this way we can find the sum. And in the process, we will be keep on showing the maximum as well. So in somewhere, if we are exploring all the subarrays, we are finding all the subarrays sum. Then this is done. That we'll get the maximum as well. So this is one of the approach to find all the subarray sum and then find the maximum out of it. But don't you think that it is having, or the complexity will be having is order of n square? Why order of n square? Because two for loops of n are here. This will be of n, and each time it will be going again for n. So n into n is a n square. So that is why we have the time complexity of order of n square, which is bit high. Now to optimize it, we have the algorithm, the Cardan's algorithm. Why I'm discussing this question, because the Cardan's algorithm variation or something was asked from my friend who was giving the interview of Flipkart. So that is why this question is very important in that term. So and you can see that many of you know the Cardano algorithm. So many of you can crack the interviews as well. So this is what we do in Cardano's algorithm. We keep on adding the sum. What we need to do is, so again let's take it, minus 2, minus 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, 1, 5, minus 3, right? We have this. And what we are doing, we are making this sum. We are keep on adding one element each time. Keep on adding one element each time. And when we are making, again what we were doing, eliminating this element, and we are making subarrays from here, again adding the elements to it. So somewhere we are eliminating elements from here and keep on adding the elements from the right side. So we are removing the elements from the left side and we are adding the elements from right side. So can we reduce it to order of n? Yes, of course. Because now if I got that I need to go into the right direction, and I need to keep on adding the elements into my bucket, and I need to keep on removing the elements from left side. So this idea is on my mind. And this is saying that if I'll go in this way, then I'll be having order of n solution. So I'll work on this solution only. And this now Kadani's algorithm comes into play. What it says is keep on finding the sum, and that is make a variable max sum, so let's say something maximum, and keep on adding the element into it. Okay, keep on adding the element into it. And if this sum gets less than 0, so anything which is negative, if you'll add to that, if you are adding negative, 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 then what's the benefit of that, right? So that is why if gets less than 0, then make us again assign it to 0. That is to break the subarray. Like here, you have minus 2, and if you'll add minus 3 over it, will be having minus 5. But instead, if I just take minus 3, then this will be the smaller one, right? So that is why we say whenever we are getting less than 0, make it equals to 0. Make it equals to 0. We'll understand it better, don't worry. I'm just telling you the crisp of Kadane's algorithm. Okay. And in between, whenever my sum is and in between, keep on calculating the maximum. This is just simple Kadane's algorithm. Keep on finding the sum, break the sum whenever it is getting less than 0. Keep on finding the sum, break the sum whenever it is getting less than 0. And in this journey, keep the mark of the maximum as well. So let's remove everything now, and let's focus on Kadane's algorithm, or the optimal solution of this only, right? So everything gone. Am I writing the code? question once again. The question was minus 2, minus 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2 maybe 1, 5 and minus 3. So this was the question, right? So let's add them now. And my Cardan's algorithm, what's it? What we learned in the Cardan's algorithm? I'll be keeping one element or one variable, which will be keep on adding the sum from the right side, which will be keep on adding the sum from the right side. And if this maximum is getting less than 0, then we don't need that. So we will make it again equals to 0. And in the journey, if somewhere, let's keep the original answer. Okay, answer we can assign it to 0 or negative value or something. So if answer is less than my maximum, that is in the journey I found the greater sum than the sum was available to me. So I'll be update my answer to the to that particular sum. Let's check this now. So for now, suppose maximum is having 0, right? So let's see. We have minus 2. So maximum will be having minus 2. And suppose answer is having minimum value from the minimum possible value right now. So answer was having minimum value possible. Okay. Now I added minus 2. It was less than 0. So before this, we will do this thing. So if answer is less than a maximum, yeah, it is less than maximum. So I'll update maximum, and now maximum will be having minus 2. And now I'll check if maximum is less than 0. Yes, so I'll make it 0 again. Again, I'll be moving to the next element and I'll be adding that. So again, it will become minus 3. And again, I'll check if answer is less than, no, minus 2 is greater than minus 3. So I won't be updating answer and I'll be moving to this part. Maximum is again less than 0. So update it to 0. Again, I'll be adding the next element. It will become 4 now. So after adding, I'll again check if answer is less than maximum. 4 minus 2 is less than 4. Yes, right. So I'll update my maximum and it will be 4. So first of all, now you check. First we took this part, right? This part. And when we were taking this part, we found that this won't work. So we just took this part. And now, instead of taking this much part, we took this part because this was giving me the more sum. So you can see that in this journey, we explored all the sub-areas. This, 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 all the sub-areas, we somehow explored all the sub-areas. And out of those sub-areas, we got the maximum sum, that is 4. So this is how you at each point you are finding the maximum sum out of all the sub-areas available at that point, and that is what Cardano's algorithm is. Now let's keep on adding the other. Now we'll be adding minus 1, so it will become 3. And 3 is less than 4, so we won't update our answer. Similarly, we'll add minus 2 and it will become 1, right? Again, it is less, so we won't add. And then we will add 1 to it and it will become 2, which is right now it is less, so we won't update. Again, we will add 5. And now when we'll add 5, it will become 7. So now 7 is greater than, now 4 is less than 7, right? So what we'll do, we'll update the answer and it will become 7 now. And again, now you see, we took, we checked this subarray, we checked this subarray, we checked this subarray, and then we checked this subarray. So out of these sub arrays, what was the largest subarray? Largest sum subarray was this, and we took this subarray out of all the subarrays. Next, again, we will try to include this particular answer as well. This is minus 3. So if I add 7 minus 3, it will become 4, which is less. So we won't take it, and the answer will be 7 now. The answer which we have already discussed. We have already seen, right? The answer was 7. And you can see that we got this subarray in between. So this is how, and you since this was a single traversal, so it took order of n only. So this is what Cardano's algorithm, and this is how you can find the largest sub-array sum from the array using the optimized solution. If I write it again, like the final conclusion, what is the in general what we did? Uh, just a second. Okay. So in general, I always write it in my copies also, like in general what I did, because it helps me to keep on to have a general knowledge, so a general logic, so that I can use it over other questions as well. So in general, I took a maximum and I keep on added the array of I. I took answer and I checked if answer is less than my maximum. So I updated my answer because at that particular sub array is larger. So I will assign the max sum, that is the larger sum, to my answer. And I checked if at any point max sum is getting negative, then I will update my max sum to 0. So this is what I did in general. And now you can use it to so many things. You must have seen this using, you must have yourself used in so many things. And that is what in general thing I keep on writing in my copies. So now let's check the live, what people are asking. Ojasvi, if you are supposed to print the largest array elements itself, then how we will do it, ma'am? So if you then what you can do is, like, I am finding the maximum, right? So with the maximum, you can keep one other variable storing the index of that maximum point, which is adding. And whenever your answer is getting updated, you can update your index as well. So this way you can go and you can keep on the index as well. Uh, Uh, okay, so now we'll be moving on to the sorry. Oh, yeah. So now we'll be moving on to the implementation of the same. So I'll be sharing this code by some GitHub or something so that you can access these codes as well. Although these are the standard question and DSA solutions are available everywhere, right? Yeah, we have to single use. A recent example at last, it was confusing. Okay. So for now, let's see the program so that it can become more clear in your mind. So what you so for this is a Java program for the same, and if you are a C++ or Python coder, then also you can look over the logic and it will be very easy to understand for you. So what I did is I took a size of the array and then I took a max so far, which will be storing my answer, and then the max ending, which will be storing 0 right now. Then I started a for loop from 0 because I said now I'll keep on adding the right elements, and whenever there's a necessity, I will remove the left element. So what I did in the max and air, I kept on adding the next array element a of I. And whenever my max so far, that is the answer, is getting less than the sum I'm storing, I will be updating my max so far so that I can store the greater sum here. And now also, if max ending is less than 0, it is negative, then don't need no need to store the negative sum, right? Because negative will make my sum, overall sum, less only. So in that case, I'll be making my max end here equals to 0 so that it can end the negativity over there only, and we will move with the positive elements only. So this is how we'll be solving this question. I hope this is all clear to you. Let's run this one so that uh, we can get the clear idea. So you can see maximum contiguous sum is 7. So I hope this question is all clear to you. And since this was the first question, so maybe my vibes don't match to you and you get a little confused. Zoom, okay. Let me check how I can zoom the screen. Okay. Control plus plus, I guess. Yeah. Now I guess it must be visible to you all. Yeah. So now you can see this. So this was the Cardan's algorithm. Now I'll be moving on to the next element, next solution, right? So next question we'll be picking up is the snake pattern question. And this is a question from the matrix. And this question will be based on the logic, and you just need to think a little bit and you'll be good to go with question. Okay. So what we have, the next question is print matrix in snake pattern. Okay. This is a question that will be given a matrix and we have to print a snake pattern. And what's a very good thing about the matrix is that matrix have very few questions and very few logics. One is to do with the binary search, and second to start traversing from the last. And this is where and some few logics will help you to cover the entire matrix questions. So this is where matrix is very helpful, but matrix is also into the dp, so there it becomes very hard as well. So we'll be starting with the very basic questions on a matrix. Given an n cross n matrix, in the given matrix you have to print the elements of the matrix in the snake pattern. This is the question. Let's see what snake pattern, what these mean by the snake pattern. So what how the snake works is, how we see the snake. Whenever we do the snake, it will be like this, right? So this can be our snake. So this is what we need to do here also. This is how we need to print. So we'll go from here, okay, in this direction, and then we will take a turn and we'll move in this direction. Then again we will take a turn and we'll move into this direction. Then again this will be we'll take a turn and we'll move in this direction, and this is our snake. So how we are going? First we are going into the from left to right, left to right we are going. And then what we are doing, we are going from right to left. Again what we are doing, left to right. Again right to left. And this is what we need to print. So first of all we went left to right, or left to right, and then we took the turn and we printed 45, 35, 25. That is in the snake pattern, these elements from the last. And then we again took a turn and we printed from left to right, 27, 29, 37. And then we printed, again took a left turn and we printed from the last. So this is how we did this question, right? And now so now how we can solve this question. And you, when you see this, you will be able to form the logic with this, and we'll be using this repetition only. This repetition only will help me us to make the logic. So let's clear all the things, or let's move on to the next slide. So here we'll be building up the logic. And where is my marker? Yeah, here's my marker. So let's take one question, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 95, 100, 105, 110, 120, 130, 140. Okay, so these are some elements I took. And what I said, in the first row I was going from left to right. In the second row I was printing from right to left. In the third row again from left to right, then again to the right to left. This was my ideology, and this was what we were doing. This is what we observed from the question. And this much we our question has already given us. Now we need to just find a logic from it. So in order to find a logic, I'll be putting the indexing, and then things will become more clear to you. 0, 1, 2, 3. Now look at the indexing. At left to right we have 0, then again left to right we have 2. If I extend it to little more, then it will be 4. Then next will be right to left, and then it will be again left to right, and it will be 6. Observe these all the indexes: 0, 2, 4, 6. Is it the even numbers? All the even numbers. Whenever the index is even, we are going from the left to right. And now let's observe for the right to left. Index is 1, index is 3, index is 5. So whenever it is about the right to left, we have the indexes odd. And this is the logic. We got the logic, right? So what we got the logic? If index is equals to even, move left to right. That is, just keep your for loop from 0 to n, right? And print the elements. And if index is equals to odd, then move from right to left. What that means? Just keep a for loop and start from n minus 1 to 0 and print the elements. Just this question is that's it. And that was the logic. The question already given you the logic. You just need to modify it in the form of your code, that how you can code that thing. So have you got it? Even odd thing. At the even index, we'll be moving from 0 to n. At the odd index, we'll be moving from n minus 1 to 0. Let's see how we can do this. So what we'll be having? We'll make a for loop from I to n. That is for all the rows, right? And then for each row, I'll check if I percent 2 is equals 0. This is how we check for the event, right? Then I will run a for loop from I equals to 0 to n, and I'll be printing the element. Print element. Else what I'll do? Else I'll run a for loop. I do else it will be odd, right? So I'll run a for loop from n minus 1 to 0, and I'll print the element. So I hope you are getting the idea. And if you are getting the idea, let's write the general formula. And I have solved so many TCS and Infosys question while teaching, and I found that even and odd is their favorite topic. Even on odd, prime numbers, permutation, these are their favorite topic. You usually ask questions from this. So if you are planning for Infosys or TCS also, then these questions will also help you. So in general, what we did, let's write a general here. This was a basic question. I today I didn't took much harder question so that you can understand the logic. You can match your vibes with me, because first day it becomes really difficult to connect with the teacher what we are saying. So that is why, to match the vibes, I took some easy question. And the day 2, day 3, 4 will be having some harder questions as well. So in general, what I did, I just checked the index percent 2. If it was even, then I moved from 0 to n. Else what I did, I moved from n minus 1 to 0. That's it. So let's take the live class now and let's see what students query. Yeah, it was based on the observation based question. In DSA also, like DSA questions also, like that Kadane was also based on the observation only. Just we have the algorithm for it, and we say that it is a it is a algorithm question. So moreover, I just wanted to make clear with this question that if you are able to observe the question, then DSA will be just a cakewalk for you. Uh, Not a cakewalk. You have to do minute, obviously. So which question I did? I did the snake pattern question. So let's make it little. Let's stretch it little bit. Let's check if I'm able to do so. Okay. Now I guess the code is fully visible to everyone. So here you see what we did is, for the snake pattern, let's always start reading the code from the void main, never start from any function or something, right? Because that is where the execution starts. So first of all, I took a matrix and then I made a function to print the matrix, because the idea is to print the matrix but into the snake pattern only. So I made a print function and I have passed my matrix over there. So in this function, what I took is, I started a for loop, and in the for loop, I just checked the logic that if I percent 2 is equals to 0, then start from 0 to n and print the elements. That is, the for loop will start from 0 till mat of 0 dot length, and I'll be keep on printing the elements. Else, obviously, if it's not an event, then it will be definitely odd number. So we will be printing from n minus 1 to 0, and we'll be printing the element. So coding part is just similar to the logic we have discussed. So there is nothing much to discuss. We can run it and we can see the output over here. So you can see that first 4 are these one, and the next one are from the last to first, and then again repeating. So I hope you got the logic here. Now I'll be moving on to the next question. Okay. Next question we can see take a subarray with a given question. Sub-array with what the question is? Sub-array with given sum. This is a question, and this is what we'll be solving. Mm, uh, Before that, let's take the question. Move negative elements. Just a second. Time complexity of that question will be order of n square only, because that is a matrix question, and if it is asking for the traversal, then somehow you have to traverse the whole matrix, then you don't have any choice other than going for traversal. So it will always be order of n square no matter which method you use. Now I'll be solving a very good question, and a similar question with much harder complex. It was made very complex, and it was asked in my Flipkart interview. Okay, so it was asked in the first round of my interview, but this was not the same question. It was a bit harder than this one, but always you have to start from the beginning, so that is why I took this question for solving. So now I'll be solving this question. uh-huh. Mm, okay, so let's see this question now. What the question is: count pairs with given sum. So let's understand the question first. What the question says is, given an array of n integers and an integer k, find the number of pairs of element in the array whose sum is equals to k. So what the question says is, we'll be given an array of n integers and an integer k. Okay, and we need to find the pair of elements in the array whose sum is equals to k. So we need to find the pair of elements whose sum is equals to k. So from the array, we need to find the pairs whose sum is equals to k. That's it. The question is that's it only, right? And but we need to find the total number of pairs. Like there can be so many pairs whose sum is equals to k. So we need to find the total numbers of pairs that can be formed. Now let's see. Let's see the first example to understand the question better. And we have n equals to 4 first, and k, that is sum. Sum is equals to 6. The array is 1, 5, 7, 1. So in this, are you able to find any pair? One pair can be 1 comma 5. Why? 1 plus 5 is equals to 6. Second can be this 5 and this 1, right? It was this first we took this 5, now we are taking this 5 and this 1. That is 5 plus 1 again equals to 6. So how many pairs in total we are finding whose sum is equals to k? This was the first, now this was the second. So total count is 2. And that is what we are giving us the output. Similarly, let's take the example 2, and we have this